Hello, this is Rabbi Michael Weiner with Rabbi's Reflections for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Shalom. Psalm 49, verses 12 and 13, Part 6. Their inward thought is this: their houses are eternal, their dwellings for generation after generation. They name their lands after themselves. But the pompous man will not endure. He's like the beasts that perish. Note, verse 13 is a refrain that will be repeated in verse 21. The Hebrew word for beast is behemah, from which we get our English word behemoth. End note. What is going on here in these two verses of Psalm 49? We start by identifying the innermost thoughts of the people described back in verse 7 as those who trust in their own wealth and prosperity. They think within themselves that their houses are eternal. There's an admonition within this psalm to value what is spiritual and eternal, rather than what is physical and temporary. Yeshua put it like this in Matthew 6:19 and following: "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in or steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Paul said this in his letter to the congregation at Colossae. Paul found this community in Colossae was a mixed multitude of Jewish and non-Jewish followers of Yeshua. However, this meant they suffered from both Jewish legalism and pagan mysticism. Thus, he was compelled to write the following, Colossians chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. "Therefore, if you have been raised up with Messiah, keep seeking the things above, where Messiah is sitting at the right hand of God. Focus your mind on things above, not on things on the earth." As with all Scripture, our challenge is to apply this lesson to our own lives. When our faith is defined by our trust in God, we purposely avoid trusting in earthly prosperity. For a proof text, we return to Yeshua's lesson of Matthew 6, verse 24. "No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will stick by one and look down on the other. You cannot serve God and money." Let's make all our innermost decisions from a godly perspective. Shalom, shalom.